They went in there and tore up the Capitol building, the building of democracy, because their leader told them, that this was an illegal election. The sad part is they believe him.
Hey everybody, it's Lavetta Jenkins of chattypassenger.com here with a Chatty Passenger podcast, and we have got to talk about America. 4 years since America was founded and slaves were brought over in 1619, we have been saying that this country shows favoritism to one race over the other, and that there are actually two different Americas on this actual continent. And I feel like yesterday was a flat out exhibit of the difference in the way the citizens of this country are treated. If you have been living under a rock and you did not see what happened, Trump supporters, we would like to call them terrorists, stormed the Capitol building, literally broke windows, destroyed property, forced themselves and their way past security and police officers who were quite peaceful and did not draw weapons or use any type of lethal force. These people forced their way into the building, went to the actual floor where all of our decisions and laws are made, removed property, stole things from desks of elected officials, sat at the desk of elected officials, took selfies in the hallways, literally destroyed property in the Capitol building, and then were allowed to go home. Now, I don't know if you remember when Black Lives Matter protesters peacefully stood outside of the building, but those peaceful protesters were met with military tanks, literal army guards, and people who were armed to the nine to kill them. Protesters lost their lives. They lost eyes, limbs, and a lot of them have not been seen since. But some kind of way, allegedly peaceful protesters, and that's their own words, peaceful protesters were allowed inside of the building to cause ruin. For once, I can say that I am thankful that this had nothing to do with people of color, because we know that had it been people of color, the streets would have run red. There's absolutely no way that we can continue to let this country be as it is. I feel like there is something greater coming, hopefully better. But to know that we had a leader, and I say had because he has now been officially dethroned by President-elect Biden. The fact that we had a leader who would incite such hatred amongst his people is mind-boggling. This morning on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, they were speaking about this very self-same event, and the co-host of the show said that this was treason, that the sitting president at this moment committed treason against his country. That is the best definition that we can call it by history books. This has been disgusting, and America has shown themselves to be not the great leader of the world that we proclaim ourselves to be, but to be no more greater than the countries we invade to force them to do right. I saw a meme that said, if the United States saw what the United States was doing to the United States, they would invade the United States and make them behave like the United States. We see these kinds of things happening in other countries, and we invade them, obliterate them, and then cause some type of law and order? Who invades us to help us and save us from us? Ladies and gentlemen, this is America.
This is America.